Hi, welcome to my kitchen. This is Gail's Garden Herbs and More. These I've already boiled. Those were some ashwagandha roots that I boiled up, that I grew. And I put them in a pot with some fennel seeds, some elderberries, some bilberries. I threw in some cinnamon sticks, some licorice. Oh, and one more. Some hawthorn berries. I have a little hawthorn tree, but it's in a pot and it doesn't grow very big. So the only thing I can get off from it maybe is a few leaves. Haven't got any berries or flowers or anything off from it. Anyway, I just call this my medicinal berry tea. I take a handful of this one and a handful of that one. Now, bilberries work to help your eyes. Elderberry is against viruses. Fennel is for your tummy and much, much more. Hawthorn berries are for your heart. The licorice root, it works against viruses. It's good for diabetes. It's just good altogether, and it kind of ties all your stuff together, but you don't want to use as much of your licorice root as all the rest because it's very powerful flavored and you don't want to overpower. Now, it's slightly sweet, but you just want to use maybe, oh gosh, I probably used maybe I don't even know if I used a quarter of a cup, maybe. Let's say just a quarter of a part and a part of all of those, unless you want to, maybe you're more concerned with your eyes right now, so you might want to use more bilberry than the other berries. Or you're just, maybe you want to strengthen your heart some, so you're going to use more hawthorn berries. Maybe you're having some tummy problems. I use quite a bit of fennel seed anyway. Yeah. Now, I don't really grow a lot of these. And my ashwagandha is just very good for a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go into the individual herbs because I have other videos on herbs. You can go to my playlist, and I have a couple different I think I have 3 playlists maybe now of herbs and things about herbs and the individual herbs. I'm giving you just a slight overview and something you might think. Try to give you ideas on how to use your herbs, because a lot of people will talk about growing them, but they don't always talk much about how to use them. You can do these pretty equal, or you can major on one of them depending on what you're looking for out of it. I just want a kind of overall thing. Now, I like the taste of cinnamon, and cinnamon does a lot of good things for you too, but I like cinnamon especially in these berries and stuff. Now, ashwagandha, and I have bought ashwagandha. Let me show you that. Okay, this is ashwagandha root, and I bought it from some other companies too. But they're okay, but none of them have had the wonderful fresh smell as when you grow it yourself. So I know you're getting some nutrients that you probably don't, because they have to grow it. Not that they don't do a good job, but they have to grow it in such bulk and package it, and it sets longer, and just, I don't know, a lot of different things. Whereas when you grow it yourself, it's much fresher. Now, this was the last of my 2019 roots. And you'd think that's quite a while ago, it wouldn't be very good, but it still smells stronger and better and fresher than anything I've ever ordered. There's just something about growing your own. Now it's lighter colored, but it's been boiled in all these berries. I'd already made it up. Let me show you. Okay, here's a cup of it. And you see how dark that is? On the edge where I took a sip, you can see it's a dark purplish blue, kind of, I think probably more purple than red, maybe reddish purple, I don't know. It's pretty strong. Now you can water it down and add water and make it as thin as you want. With this particular cup, I added some apple juice to sweeten it up a little bit. Sometimes, let me show you something else. I made a big pot of it and poured it in here, but it's very concentrated. You can drink it concentrated. You can add water. Sometimes I add mixed juices to it, or sometimes I just drink it straight. But it's really quite strong. So you might want to dilute it with some other juices. of some sort, berry juices, apple juice, whatever you want. But you're getting the goodness from it. And I make a big half-gallon of it and just drink on it. Sometimes when it's a hot day, I'll put it in my big cup, one of my big tall glasses with ice. So you can drink it warm like I am this morning, or you can drink it cold. It's just, you just want to get it down. But you have to kind of build up a taste for herbs sometimes. It's so important because herbs, I tell you, they're more powerful than any medications. And we've been so brainwashed over the years that we have to have medicine for everything, including the monster that's running around right now. You know what I'm talking about. No, I had herbs that took care of that. So, herbs are very, very, very important. But anyway, yeah, these are lighter in color. I just pulled them out of the garbage to show you. Not the garbage, but I had poured it out for my chickens to peck on it. They didn't want the roots. They eat a few of the boiled berries. But I'd already made it I thought, people might be interested in that. That's just something that I drink to help me, especially in the winter. I do some other root concoctions too in the winter. I do a lot more in the winter than now, but for some reason I just felt I wanted this, so I made a batch of it up. Okay, come take a walk with me. I want to talk to you, but I need to check on some of my plants. So, these are my dark meat purple sweet potatoes. And it looks like I may have to harvest them pretty soon. They seem to be dying back. What I wanted to talk to you about was, I think about the Bible, and Luke was a physician. He was a doctor. There's nothing wrong with doctors. It's just, they can maybe set bones or do this or that. I bet Luke had some herbs that he used. They didn't have all these supposed medications that we use today. It was a very different thing. And God himself gave us what we needed for our medicines. And I've talked about that in many of my videos, that we need to use what God gave us, because what man gave us, the medications that man uses, often destroys organs. It may help with one particular problem, but it destroys organs or something in another part of your body. God's medicines, they're not like that. It's so much. I could talk for hours on it, but we just need to realize that we don't need to always reach for a pill. Let's learn about the herbs and reach for an herb. People, I am sharing. I have taken classes. I've paid money for classes, from herbal universities to herbalist classes themselves. And, I've spent time researching and digging in books and magazines, but I'm sharing that with you for free. I'm not charging you like I was charged to learn it. Of course, I can't give it to you all at once, and it's not quite the same as being in a class situation. I try to make it shorter clips and more fun and interesting and that kind of stuff. But I really want to share this because what God gives is good, and that's what we need to concentrate on. What God gives us is the better way to go about it. So I hope you enjoy some of these things. I try in a lot of ways. Vegetables overall are good for you. So gardening is very important. And herbs, learning individual specific medicinal herbs. A lot of herbs are food. They're food and they're an overall strengthening of the body. Vegetables in general are really good in strengthening for the body. Juicing is really good. I have some videos on juicing. But yeah, and that's why I share some of these things with you. I really hope that you guys will develop a love for herbs. You don't have to be overwhelmed at first because there's so much to it. Just start with one or two of your favorite herbs, learn about it, handle it, see what it looks like. use it. Find different ways until you know everything about that one herb. And then after that, and then that may take several months, and maybe add another herb to your repertoire. But don't be overwhelmed with it. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. And in the meantime, you'll be making yourself healthier. God bless you. This is Gail from Gail's Garden, Herbs, and More. And I hope you have a wonderful week coming up.